I may have to explain a little bit. I've made friends with quite a few people now in the last few days. Yeah, the reason for that is that your name, the order of your name, sort of sings in some way to me. Yeah, and in order to explain this better, yeah, um, if you take a big pile of sand, right, and let's say, yeah, and there's a small or tiny bit of sand, yeah, and then that's one piece of sand and other piece of sand, yeah, and you put them together, what do you get? It's just one plus one, right? One plus one is equal to one, yeah. If that makes sense. So Kim Jong Il was correct then, yeah. Um, I might appear strange, but I think it worked out. The R is reality, yeah. Or is B is you and R need to connect, yeah, because the two of them sit in the same sort of zone, if you know what I mean, yeah. And that's where your other constants start to kick in, you know. But the order is extremely important. And when I said start top down, when I said start top down with your P's and Q's, I mean, come on, your T's, P's and Q's. You freaking just look at the planet. Look, it's good top down, yeah. Pope. Oh dear. Not Papa. It's all the lines, you know. You just have to read it. All this stuff we've got is just a big load of stuff, an additional paradigm created 400 years ago. We had a very simple life. We knew how connections were, you know. It's very easy, you know. And it's not just one theory in inertial diversity. It's 7 billion theories, each individual. Yeah, that's why you need the eyes from everybody. Yeah, and you need Japanese, Chinese, Indonesian people are lovely. I walked down there for a while. Yeah, just just while COVID was kicking off. Yeah, and I was 2 days away. Like I mean, I had 2 more days to do, and South Korean guys and all the Chinese guys are pouring in all over the place. You know, and some weren't wearing the mask, but we started at the beginning with wearing the mask. But that was done at Krakatoa. Yeah, it was what was it called? I can't. Shillong. Oh, sure. I don't mean to be. Yeah, it's about half an hour or something like that from Krakatoa, no, from the beach end, and then you got Krakatoa and Krakatoa. I think it was really. I get confused. You see, I think it was Krakatoa was the initial big monster. Yeah, you know, a huge. You know, it's an atoll type of job. You know, and rather in the same way as that your Atlantis would have been a cauldron. Yeah, if you read the stuff, it's the description is cauldron. Yeah. And you had warm water and cold water and all that stuff. But anyway, down at Krakatoa, I don't know which one. It was a huge volcano, and what happened was all hell went loose. This is a huge, huge deal now, right across the world. Yeah, it really did rock the world big time, you know. Uh, but it ended up there was a spill out, you know. I think, yeah, and uh, it was called Krakatoa or Krakatoa. I can't. It's probably in the vowels, maybe, you know, in the order. I don't know. I don't know if the. I don't know if the. You see, the dialect, the paradigm is different. It's not necessarily all locked in the same way, if you know what I mean. If you go back in existence, the way that, like in another view, in another window, it might be a dragon. You understand? It might be a dragon and or a monkey. You know, like you've got to really get because different cultures will engage with a different, um, uh, uh, sort of connectivity. Yeah, I'm calling it connectivity because it is connectivity. I mean, like, there was a there was the best way. One of the best ways to explain spirit, words, yeah. And this is a great example because you guys like Brad Pitt and George Clooney, yeah. There's a particular scene. I might drop it in if I find it. I might drop it into the next bit, yeah. And there's a particular scene where George Clooney and Brad Pitt are just looking at each other, and something's happened. It's after a job, and oh, done. Watch it yourself. Yeah, forget it. But it's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's not just the words we speak. It's the song and everything else that's not even spoken. We're missing it all out. You cannot start with doubt and work your way out. You cannot start with doubt. That's outside. Yeah? That's where you get your beyond reasonable doubt. I mean, beyond reasonable doubt. Fucking nice. Look at the A in the guy. Look at the I in the guy. Look at the E. Look at the man. This three strikes. Is that 1,000? The change of the state federal thing in America. Is that all index linked? Because everybody else is getting a load of fucking money. Including that goat. They're just getting a load of money out of this thing. This third eye. They're not in the action. They're all about the action. They're creating your life for you. He's already got it planned all out. Yeah, He doesn't know, like the real shit is going to happen to him, because it's implicit in him. But you can only see it if you speak human language without all the shit, without all the concepts in it. So you really got to get down really basic. Like, just imagine you're stripped off or you're naked or something like that. And you've sort of got to see that nakedness, yeah? Because then everybody's the fucking same, yeah? And that's where you get your distinctions from. Whether there's nothing in there, or whether there's something in there that just bursting together, but it's been held down by normative teaching. Because all that, I think, therefore I am narcissistic shit, and all that Kantian crap, yeah? I cannot tell a lie. Oh, for Christ's sake, rule-based stuff. The lie's on the spectrum. And that's all in your school books. I think that's it. Oh, another thing I want, and it's a complete jump. A lot of that in academia, yeah? My main problem with academia is that I think the people who are writing the thing should not write it in the third person. Third eye is not a good. That they should actually describe themselves in the thing. I, Jane, or I then lifted the pipette, or I then do, rather than the solution was introduced. Yeah, rather than that sort of bollocks. Yeah, you just say Jane, I with a J or Jane or whatever code you use. I lifted the bottle and I showed you this. I was careful not to do this, and I measured this, and I did this. I did this. I did, yeah. But you do it in a different syntax, in the other syntax, yeah. But it engages you more in your word, in my view, yeah. So I don't know if anybody's kicking in and not going to ask me to solve a few problems, but perhaps maybe there's no rush in it, because this type of thing is I've got to take to a different paradigm, yeah. And I don't know. If you watch the videos from the very, very get-go, your paradigm will change. Your view will change. And your thought about the words that you use will change. And if you use those different words, you will change. And you will see things differently. This isn't mindfulness. Actually, that thing, that's quite good, actually. Because it's all, morphic resonance, stuff. So, but you can find your own one. You mess around with it. It's your word. That's building the person. Yeah. And you need to start in that skills pretty quick, because you don't want to be looking at a guy in a thing and somebody's saying, oh, he's been arrested 3 times and, and he just did this, that and the other, and he's going down. You really got to look at the conditions. Really, really. And a lot of those conditions are engineered, in my view. And that ain't fair, I think that $1,000 shit is all bollocks. And that's 3 times the lady shit, straight into jail. I mean, that's your guy, Clinton, the liar, the fornicator type job, You guys pick this fella in to go in. You don't grow your guys. You're teaching them STEM rather than turning them into men and women. I blame America a lot for this, and Europe, Just listen to that P's and Q's, yeah, that'll tell you that. And then start applying the Kim Jong-il fucking method of counting, yeah. I am joking, but I'm trying to teach her the or assume mental processes. You know, like 1 + 1 is equal to 2. That's total shit. Really and truly. I'm not going to start even to sit down and talk to him. It's just bollocks. Really. No, sorry. I beg your pardon. I need to clear that. If I'm counting things, yeah, it's 2. But for me to say 1 and 1, right, and I've got, that's it. I'm done. But if I need to combine those and I've got 2, I cannot have 2 and 2 1s in the same place, in the same temporal zone, yeah? No, I'm not speaking that. I'm doing it the wrong way. But you'll work it out yourself, yeah? If you've watched my videos, you know where I'm coming from. Yeah? The other thing is, what was it talking about? Yeah, well, a lot of things will fall into place for you, especially, and you sort of really got to know yourself. It's really, really important. And you got to know what vows you're strong in and what vows you may be weak in, and what's holding it back. It's just a name change. You think I'm joking? I know most of the things just going by inspiration. The parents, where they get the name, they got it from the grandfather and stuff like that, yeah? Slightly different thing, there are ley lines in Ireland, all over Ireland, and they run right down through London and that type of area, into Ireland. These are not rose lines. These are real lines, yeah. Rose lines are sort of a straw man, if you like. People don't want you looking at ley lines. It's just the way the plan's, but it's not fucking perfect. There's no perfection in it. There's no geometrical primacy, if that makes sense. It's not. It's far more wonderful than it. You're really being treated really badly at the moment. I don't think you quite understand that. You're really on a bad place. I mean, I know you might feel this, but I'm not introducing you to it. War is a natural thing. Yeah? War is a natural thing. But that's what it is. W. I told you about the W, I think. It's just unimpeded. A. Alpha. Unimpeded alpha. Oh. That's your present, isn't it? No. That's your reality. Yeah? Your rea. Your engagement with the world, yeah? I'm trying to reduce all the shit that we engage into a single language that you can identify with and communicate to somebody else on the same level. Does that make sense? Because that's how you start discussing. I'd like to see you discussing it, actually, because it means that you're thinking about it, and you might feed off that synthesis. That synthesis type of engagement, I'm talking about, it's a shit word, Yeah, I don't want you to use the word sin ever again. No need. No, wait a minute. Yes, you can. You can. Of course you can. Fuck, what am I thinking? Sorry, I didn't mean to be. It would be a good idea if you take or delete the word must out of your lexicon. And that's your law. Because there's no must. There's no design. You understand? You cannot use the word must where there is no design. All you philosopher head balls will get this, And hence the whole scheme, like the world is upside down at the moment, really and truly. And it's annoying a lot of shit, a lot of other types of things. Difficult to get I and you in the same place. That's your Libra. Do you understand? Do you know the skills? This might sound like lunacy, but you add all the dots up. Everything I've said. And I am not saying this. Well, I am, sort of, mini-me. The one in the sand. Buried in there. Jesus, I hope you understand this. Do you know what? Tomorrow I'll bring out me hat, yeah, with the tin foil and the 4 corners, like Joaquin Phoenix, Mel Gibson, I'll tell you. That's not fucking things with fucking legs. It ain't that. Not in this time. You can in the other time. And you can just tell the story any which way. But I'm telling the story that I know of with the fucking tools that's available, and that is the shit that I've been talking about. And that's all it is, shit. Really, the whole bloody lot. It's a story, an opinion. I've said it at the start. Opine, opine, yeah. OA. That's the only OA. Yeah. There's no OA. Actually, that was a good program. OA. Not quite right. There's no angels. It's angels, and well, so there's nobody going around knocking on doors and stuff and say, "Oh, your baby's coming," none of that stuff. How is it going to say that? Yeah, I'll put a bit of music together and so it's a really, it's a wonderful world. I mean, Armstrong's reckon right. It is a wonderful world. Really, really, really. Not full. Fill. Sorry. Louis Sashmo. Anyway. I listened to the Rochefort guy, yeah? Andrew Roach. I think his name's Andrew Rochefort. Oh, he's class. Come on. His words, for fuck's sake, he's deadly. I don't know if I ever mentioned a Tagalog song, yeah? It's called Hallelujah. You see, my musical engagement is a little bit different for me, really, so if it's in Tagalog or in freaking Japanese or Chinese or something, I don't give a shit, I'm listening for the essence of the fucking thing, if that makes sense. I know I think oddly, but it's always been like this, I started learning facts when I was a kid, the weight of the air, the how distance and all, that's just fucking numbers, It's all, but it prepares you, so you know what's real and what's not. I had all that, I was useless at school, But I did get the universe right, because when they gave me the fucking paper, I said, you got to draw the universe, and everybody's fucking drawing planets and shit. And I just took a tiny pen and went, I knew what it was even then. It's a different arrangement, Oh, you guys got to engage in this shit, really. You got to ask it's a personal issue at the start, yeah? But at some point, you're going to have to talk to somebody else about just this stuff, what I'm saying here, to jive with you that much, That's the word, jive. Roy Wood. Jive. Yeah? He started that, the next one, Wizard. You're a bit of a wizard, all right. Great songs. See My Baby Jive. He wrote that Christmas thing. Oh, I wish it. No, it's not that one. He did a Christmas one, Roy Wood, yeah? So I just thought I'd say that. Oh, the Tagalog song I was talking about with all the waves, if you forget the words, the song will tell you. But it's sort of not quite Green Day, but it's in that Green Day, but at a far less polished sort of background, it's a pure bass, Philippines, So yeah, it's called Hallelujah by a band called Bamboo, and if you're down that way, down in the Philippines way, that's nice. If you can knock us around a few countries, just to listen to the music, But I possibly did mention Lani Misalucha, and she has a song called Mama Halin. Oh God, I can't remember. Bukas Nara, the Bukas Nara Kita Mama Halin. It's something like that. Bukas Mama Halin. Yeah, you get that in. I get her doing just a DJ thing, because you can see her, up close. And she's an incredible singer. She's way up there. And I'm not talking about, the mechanical type of arrangement, like Mozart. I'm not knocking Mozart, but I'm talking about a different type of mode of engagement in the world, But you've got the Mozart going up and down with the note and stuff like that, And you got a lot of divas, I like Mariah Carey, And you do have these divas that they're technically very brilliant, and a lot of opera singers are technically brilliant. But the idea about Lanny Michelucci, and she's up there, she's doing the DJ thing. She's just sitting at the desk, the DJ thing, and she starts singing her song. Now, she's a big diva over there, she's a big noise. And, but listen, I mean, A-O. No, not A-O. I-O. Well, E-O. I mean, it's all the whole shit. A-E-I. Just pouring it out. That's, that's the beauty we have in the world. We would lose that. Yeah, because all music has been turned into, what do you call it? IOs, one nothing, yes. And the thing they can replicate it, it's a different type of engagement. It's a real engagement. Even the vinyl is better than this. That's what I'd use the plastic for. The new vinyl type thing. All the shit, yeah? Just the other shit. The vinyl will be the way to go. 100%. And that's an industry, even though we're doing a bit of it, I'd be okay with that. If you drop the digital and remove most of the shit here, you only need one system. It's all, on the sky. It's just bullshit. And countries, I think you need to break them down a lot, and you've got to change some of your names. Abra, not Arab. You can't close yourself into it. Iran's got it a little bit wrong. They've locked their... It's a AIR job on your thing. I don't know if that makes sense. With the RI, whatever you want to put it, it just depends on how you want your future to go. Because that's how you engage. This bond at the end? This is how you engage with your art. It's implicit from existence, from the soup. Not the soup, but, carrying forward into posting instinct, It's embedded. Once you get past instinct, you sort of think. And all these things, people will talk about this. Do you ever feel like this? You won't get that in a normative system. Because if you start talking like that in a normative system, they'll lock you up. Yeah? But you know that. I told you. It's empty. Hollow men. Aristotle made Alexander the Great. And you think, yeah? So, just working out. What Plato made was guys that are afraid to walk out of their room. That lock themselves inside. And girls that get into all sorts of trouble. That's how we treat our children today. Really. They're just kids, And that's why I hate about the state. I really, really hate the state system. Just take them away from you. You won't know each other, It's a playbook. It is unfolding there. It's just nobody's going to deal with it, Nobody's going to say, I don't think we're going to go that way. No, let's go your way. Highway to fucking hell. Hey, DC, I'm fucking around, you're right. It's all there for you. It's in the fucking world. The Resident Evil is as well. You track that easy by just removing all the shit and just using your vowels and how you use your vowels. Oh, you need a lot of build out, but that's just, you've got your center, you've got your correspondence, you've got your correspondence, yeah? Once you've got your correspondence, from that correspondence and from your engagement with things, and dump all the fucking imaginary shit, by Napoleon and all your fucking platonic shit, mutual funds and shit like that. This is all bollocks. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something like that. Not that type of thing, but a little bit about that. A little bit of a naughty, yeah. But you literally can write your own world. There's no thing to stop you. Nothing. You don't do revelations and start scribbling. Well, it's not that type of engagement. If you get the age, and as a, let's say, all right, you're not there. If you were to be there now, like you totally destroy the system now. You need to let this, you need to approach, I did corporate strategy, you see, and one of the things, it was my stream when I was doing my master's, and one of the things that came into it was the very strategy, about how you punch into a market and punch yourself back out, or retreat and whatever like that. But retrenchment is the way to go. And at the same time, you're coming up with a different genre of not education, earning. Okay, earning. It's in the words, but education. Yeah, it means to draw out. That's what it means. Education, educo. It's all Latin. I think it was the Latin of the Greek. How to draw out. Hollow man. The problem, you got all those guys over there now in places where they don't really want to be. Their purpose is the final cause, sort of kicking in. It's not the final cause issue because the spirit sort of works on different. The spirit sort of makes the decision, if you know what I mean. But it's a difficult relationship. You sort of for yourselves, but they don't want to be there, and then they're on somebody else's, Trump. It's the fucking vote. Oh dear, dearie me. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'll leave it at that. I won't annoy you anymore tonight. Yeah. Oh, listen, the names. Listen, I'm sorry about the people I've connected with. If you want to jump out, that's fine. It's really fine. I'm just sorry. It's only a click on and off, isn't it? But your names sort of appeal to me. Yeah. And sorry, I'll just in that type of thing. A question: are there any things you've ever felt awkward about? Yeah, because there might be a reason for that, and sort of in particular situations or whatever. There might be a reason for that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.